What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Deep Dig of Sports Pod. This is a YouTube exclusive, so thanks for being here. I'm your host, Drew, with my other host over there.
I'm D. What's up? Thanks for being here. Go ahead and go ahead and drop some comments, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It all really helps us as far as building this community, and we really appreciate it. But today, I think we have some a pretty tasty subject, right?
All week we're talking quarterbacks, and there's a really juicy story in Baltimore. A lot of drama if you're into that kind of stuff. Lamar Jackson didn't play in the playoffs. Some people felt he should have. RG3 felt he should not have. Um,
Michael
really,
Vick specifically was like, put a brace on it. Let's get out there. Uh, what's your take on it, dude? Should Moore have played if he wasn't
it's a
100%?
really weird situation because like we heard nothing about Lamar all season from his injury or what was going on with his contract. Like we knew none of the facts. And then leading into the game, he comes out with a statement saying he has like grade 2 or grade 3 strain or whatever in his knee.
A couple days before the game, like
Yeah, a
just
couple days. And
randomly.
but then you have a lot of these other things leaking where I saw someone saying from a trusted source in the organization that he wasn't going to the rehab that he was supposed to be going to. He was just kind of like not like putting an effort around the facilities. And then J.K. Dobbins comes out and just like decimates this team with the way he's talking about it. Do you have his quotes, or do you know what he said exactly?
Yes. So it was after the game. They talk about the Tyler Huntley QB sneak, and he says, should have never been in that situation. I didn't get a single carry. I don't get carries. He should have never been in this situation. I believe I would have put it in the end zone again. And then they asked about setting it up, and he goes, pretty much he literally says, if we had Lamar, we would have won too.
I mean, such a shot at Tyler Huntley after he played pretty well. But yeah, when you're that close and your star quarterback isn't playing, I think that is kind of the thought that crosses your mind. Like, hey, what if we had our amazing quarterback, MVP quarterback?
I
But
mean, yeah, can you blame him? Like, Lamar is literally MVP. Like, he has been MVP in the past. He's a guy who changes the game. If you don't think they would have been able to outscore this Bengals team that had multiple injuries on this offensive line, Joe Burrow did not look comfortable in that pocket. And you just got to think, like, what if? What if, man? Like, but
if he's
I
hurt, he's hurt. I see the RG3 argument of, hey, put a brace on it. That's what he said, that's what I did, and it ruined my career. And
yeah,
and Lamar hasn't got paid yet. They should have handled this last offseason. And I don't know if it is the Ravens kind of questioning, which has kind of been the rumor going around for a long time, is like, is he our guy? Can he win a Super Bowl? Is he just like a running back? Like they kind of question his throwing ability, which warranted, I guess.
no,
Um,
no, they
well, we'll
didn't
we'll, we'll
give
get into
him.
that in a second, but let's just say, on the other end of that, I have heard like Florio talk about like, well, he's managed by his mom, like that's his agent, and they didn't know that there's an appropriate time to sign these contracts, and they aren't budging. They're not willing to negotiate. So it is a matter too of like Lamar's side being a little bit not wanting to negotiate. So it does fall on both ends. But if you want to get into like the play, let's talk about the play.
Well, just to kind of talk on that, like, one, if you're not going to pay me, you're not going to make me the highest paid quarterback in the league with guaranteed money. I don't want to talk. Like, bro, I literally won an MVP. I won an MVP already. Like, and you're not putting players around me. Like, the players on the field, their receiving core is a joke. Like, let's go ahead and say that. Like, the receiving core is a joke. Mark Andrews is good. They don't run the ball with J.K. Dobbins, apparently. He's saying, like, I don't get carries. So it's just one of those things, like, you need to build around him. And I think that Lamar Jackson also has that sense because he's already posted on his Instagram this cryptic message here, which says it was just a screenshot with some praying hands, or a high five, as some might put it. It says, when you have something good, you don't play with it. You don't take chances losing it. You don't neglect it. When you have something good, you pour it into it, you appreciate it, because when you take care of something good, that good thing takes care of you too. And they haven't taken care of him. They have not. Like, who did they go out and get? Like, went and drafted Hollywood Brown. For a guy who supposedly has accuracy issues, Hollywood Brown is not a good target. He's he's a small speed guy. Like, okay, I have accuracy issues, and you're gonna give me this small target to hit 40 yards down the field. The fuck is that? Like, that's dumb. They should be investing into offensive weapons. Look at what the Chiefs do with Mahomes. They go out and they get receivers, even if it's Juju Smith-Schuster, even if it's who is Kadarius Toney. Like, they go out and they get weapons. For Justin Herbert has Keenan Allen and he has Mike Williams. Who else? Tom Brady has Chris Godwin and he has Mike Evans. Like, you can name good quarterbacks and they all have two really good receivers. Brock Purdy, he has Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. So it's just one of those things, like, if you want me to compete in this league, one, I need you to pay me, and two, I need some help around here. What the fuck are we doing? And if you're not going to pay me, then at least pay like someone else on this team that's going to help me out. Instead, they paid Roquan Smith a massive deal, and it's almost like a big fuck you in his face.
I will say we did see him win MVP, but there was question, like, can his style of play, like, can that remain for years, and can it win in the playoffs? Because we saw it wasn't so effective in the playoffs. So I'll give, them that argument. As far as the money, I think it is like a weird situation where the quarterback market got a little broken for a season because of Russell Wilson, because of Deshaun Watson, and these guys who, we saw them, they're making ridiculous amounts of money, like record historic money, and they're not panning out. So now you take a look at those guys over there, and you want to look at your quarterback who internally you have questions about his play ability and play style, and you're like, okay, we're gonna give you $250 million. Like, I can see why they're hesitant right now. If the market wasn't so inflated, I think this would have gotten done at a reasonable. They would have been able to negotiate, but I think they're so far off. When you don't even have a number being reported, that's because both sides are ridiculously off on where they think they're going to be. Because Lamar is looking at those guys saying, hey, I need to be north of 200 mil easy. Like, I'm way better than these guys. And the Ravens are saying, like, we don't think we should pay you that much. But as far as his play and like the weapons around him, yeah, you question, like, there's questions of his accuracy. Okay, that's his knock. And then you look at a guy like Daniel Jones, who I see a lot of people pointing their finger to about the Lamar situation. Look at Daniel Jones. He has worse weapons than Lamar, I'd say. And
name Lamar's receivers. Go.
It's Duvernay.
I think he might be injured. I only seen oh no, he might be there.
Name okay, maybe we'll level them out. Name a Giants receiver that's good.
Isaiah Hodgins.
He wasn't even on a team a couple weeks ago. Shut the fuck up. He wasn't even on a roster. And bro, now he's on the team. So let's say they both have terrible weapons.
Lamar's already produced with these guys for fucking years. He's produced with trash for years. And then you're gonna be like, oh, like, you're not the guy. Like, that's fucking bullshit.
But that's what I'm saying is Lamar isn't producing with these guys. Daniel Jones over here,
he has produced with these guys.
He's not winning playoffs.
Bro, he's winning fucking MVPs. Like,
he won one MVP, and now they're kind of questioning, hey, with the way we're building this team.
Look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers won 2 back-to-back MVPs. They did not, and he's about to retire because they didn't fucking build a receiving core around him. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you guys need to fucking nut up. Like, if you want a franchise guy, you're gonna have to treat him like a franchise guy, and you're gonna have to give him the weapons like a franchise guy.
Well, look, I think Lamar Jackson's a franchise quarterback. I'm just trying to, give their side. Maybe there's arguments to be made. When you do look at Daniel Jones, who doesn't have weapons also, who is a mobile quarterback, who is winning a playoff game and looking really good. And then you have Lamar on the other hand, who they're still questioning in the building. Like, why are they having these questions, and why are the players internally like saying these things to the media? And it makes you kind of question, like, is Lamar a good leader in there? Is it the organization? Is this just not a match? And so, like, if this not going to be a match, then you need to let him go somewhere.
Bro, if I go to the table to negotiate and I'm Lamar Jackson and they're like, well, look at Danny Dimes. I'm like, well, okay, well, we're both at the end of our contracts here. Trade me for Daniel Dimes then. Sir Daniel Dimes. Trade me. Go ahead and let's see. Let's make this work then. Go ahead
But
and
that,
give me the
but that's
Giants.
what the Ravens are saying, is like they're telling him, actually, we don't want a quarterback like you. We want something different.
Then go ahead, like, let's make it happen. If that's not what you
But
want,
the thing
let's
is, in
get
the
this done.
NFL, when you have a quarterback who's that level of
So
player,
they can't.
no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. They may internally not want, they don't love Lamar. If they don't love Lamar and they don't want him as quarterback, but when you have a franchise quarterback, you don't let them go in the NFL. So they're in this weird spot of like trying to be this middle ground of, yeah, we think he's a franchise guy, but we don't think he's our quarterback. But we can't let you go because then we look dumb. But we don't want to sign you to all this money because then we might look dumb later. So that Baltimore needs, the organization needs to decide, is he their guy, or is he going to be playing in Miami or something in the future?
Yeah, if I'm Lamar, I'm playing hardball on this. I would not settle
And
because
if I'm the team, I'm like, hey, maybe we can get something else out of him.
yeah, I mean if that's what it comes down to, so long Baltimore.
This has turned into a real debate here.
I'm just like so like I'm a big Lamar guy. Like I really like everything that he stands for. I really think that he's a guy who's come out and been like his motto is nobody cares, work harder. And he's a guy who's like I think he has massive potential to be like the face of not only a franchise but of the entire league. That's how athletic this guy is. And he's really like he's honed in and he's gotten a little bit more accurate throughout the years. So I think that he has, the sky's the limit for Lamar Jackson. If he can stay healthy and they build a good, not even a good, a decent receiving core around him with at least one wide receiver, even a 1.5, like let's just call it that. Like, you know what I mean? He's good.
I mean, I think he's a good quarterback. With mobile quarterbacks, though, it does, like, I'm skeptical because now Lamar's had this weird injury all year, and like this is his bread and butter, is to run the ball, and you want 200+ million dollars, and we have seen in his game that he has struggled to be accurate a little bit. And maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
on the weapons, maybe it's on the team, on the coaching, but it's just a weird spot where like you have to pay the quarterback, but then if he's not your guy, then stop playing this game. Like,
Yeah, I mean, but you bite the bullet. Look at what the Cardinals did. Yeah, it sucks, but at the end of the day, like you have a guy who could be a top 10 quarterback. So it's
you
like
know
then
what this is.
you find the match at coach or you build around him, but you don't give away a guy who's a top 10 potential quarterback.
But you know what this is, though? It's in the NFL, you have to side with the quarterback because they're so hard to find good ones. And you sign that guy and you fire the coaches if you have to, and you ride with that quarterback. This is a situation where I think they're valuing Harbaugh over Lamar and saying, like, look, we'd rather go with the coach and like ride or die with him and go with the new quarterback if we have to, than go with the quarterback, it not work out, and us have to fire everyone because you're not living up to the contract. So
Yeah, I get
I think that's really where they're at.
where they're coming from. It's like, okay, well, this is no one's bigger than the organization here. And so like if that's the values and
But
maybe it
then
just
let him
doesn't
go and
line up.
stop
Yeah.
pretending to negotiate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Comment, guys, where do you think Lamar's going to play next year? Is it going to be in Baltimore? Is it going to be Miami? Is it going to be somewhere else? Let us know. And like and subscribe. See you.
Later.